Okay, let's take a look at programming some more on Click, but we're going to be specifically referring to the name of the element, and we're going to be using the GetElementByID. Now I need one more image. I got computer 1, computer 2, and computer 3.jpg, and I want a question mark. Okay, so let me save this question mark here. So right click on it and say Save Image As. And this is question, that's interesting, question.png. Notice the extension is different on this. Okay, now I want to bring up Notepad. So Notepad. And I'm going to start my web page, start my header section, start my title. And this is another OnClick demo. Close the title, close the header section. Start my body, close my body, close my HTML page, my web page. Hate this keyboard. Okay. Now I'm going to have my image up here. I'll say source is equal to, and what do I call it? Question mark? .png, and alt equals computer images. Okay, let's see if that's correct first. So I'm going to save this. And choose the all files. Looks like I called it question.png, so I'll go and change that. And I'm going to call this computer3.html. Okay. Now we're going to build upon this. This is definitely not the entire piece. Okay, so I save that. I go back to my folder. I'm going to right click on computer 3. And I'm going to right click on it, choose open with in Google Chrome. Brings up my image. Now I could center it and so forth. In the book it gives you different examples of that, but I'm focusing more on the coding part. Now I'm going to want to change the source of this via buttons. So I need to give this a name so I can refer to this image. You know, give people names so you can refer to them. You know, if you have children. And how we do that is we say ID equals and then begin quotes, and then you can call it whatever you want. So this is going to be, let's say, my computer image. Now I do not have to call it IMG at the end with a capital I. It does not matter. I can refer to this as just X. So the ID can be whatever name you want. Okay, now down here, let me create a paragraph. And then I'm going to have an input, type equals button, and value equals show computer 1. And let me put a closing on that. And then I'm going to do an input, type equals button, and value equals show computer 2. And then input type equals button, value equals show computer 3. Okay, well, let's save this and see what it looks like. See if I got any kind of errors. I think I saved that. Okay, now we see show button 1, show button 2, and show button 3. There's no code behind these buttons yet. We'll get to that. Okay, so I'll come over here. And before we put the code within the image, but here we're going to put the code within the input. So I throw the closing greater than down a little bit, and I'll say on click. And I'm just having more trouble with my keyboard here. So on click equals, and then we got our beginning double quote for where our code begins. And I'll say document refers to your entire web page, .get element by ID, and then I'll put a beginning parentheses, single quote, and then whatever we called our image. We called our image computer image. And then closing parentheses dot source. Now this refers to the source of this right here. So dot source equals, and I'll do a single quote here because this is embedded inside double quotes, and I'll put in computer1.jpg. Closing single quote, and let's see, I think that's everything. It's semicolon, then double quotes to end at. Now let's save that, and let's see if that works. So come over here, I'll refresh this. Now click on show button 1 or show computer 1, and it changed the image. So that worked. Okay, now just briefly, again, OnClick means we click the button. Document refers to the web page. GetElementByID is a method we call. In the morning when I get up, I call my morning routine function procedure. And it's, take a shower, get, shave, get dressed, so forth. Then this is a parameter we're passing in. So, and that tells us to look for computer image up here. They have to match, so that computer image there has to match this. I'm not sure if it has to match uppercase. Let me put a single or lowercase I there. And let's save this. I come over here and I'll refresh. And I click scan button 1. It's not working. So it does appear like the case even has to matter. So that has to be an uppercase I. And then again, this dot source refers to the source where the image is located at. That matches this right here. And then we're changing it to computer 1. Now since that code's working, I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it in these other two. And I'll put in this one too. There we go. But I want this to change to computer 2. And this to change to computer 3. Sometimes there's just not enough for you just put a single this dot source when they click the image or so forth. You want to control it with buttons, and this is how you can control it with buttons. Now if I save that and I come over here and refresh this, if I click show computer 1, shows that. If I click show computer 2, shows that. And click show computer 3, shows that. Now I can freely go back and forth to clicking these, and it'll show whichever one I want. In this demonstration, we showed how to use OnClick combined with the ID and the GetElementByID to control the display of the image.